Happy Mardi Gras! And it's time to boogie down on another episode of Tales from the Parade Route. In case you noticed, I used a little bit different words for our opening night tonight. And that's because tonight we are going to be boogieing down. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Disco Amigos. Welcome.
All right. It's good to be here.
Yeah, great to have y'all. For starters, tell us a little bit about the origins of the crew.
Well, so we actually feed from the 610 Stompers, as it turns out. So our three founding members were in the 610 Stompers, and they began thinking about doing their own thing in 2011. In the fall, and then you remember they went to Macy's.
Yeah.
So they drove on that long trip. There's a lore that involves alcohol and substances and stuff. But through that whole process, they came up with this idea of mixing these sort of unlikely things.
This doesn't
disco.
seem alcohol-induced at all.
That's what the lore is anyway. Is that on that long drive up and back, they really put this idea together, and it was in the early 2012 when they really got it going. On the way back, the interesting story is they found, I don't know if you had seen our 70s van that we've had in the beginning, so they bought that in Mississippi on the drive back from New York out of the Macy's parade, put it together and found it, and that sealed the deal right there of what they wanted us to be. So they had an idea of doing something that wasn't gender specific, like, we're one of the few that and men and women or any gender is welcome in our group. They wanted to try to get away from the rules and try to make it a little more free-flowing, and a lot more on the fun side of what they envisioned it being. So, and we've tried to live up to that. It's been a good group. I think that was our start, and we built on that. They had the first rehearsal. We did it in April of 2012.
I was there.
And this lady was there for the first rehearsal, so she has some first-hand reporting.
I'm a crazy maniac.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love to dance.
So Denny was one of the founding members,
Right.
is here with us. And marched in Mardi Gras in 2013 for the first year.
Right.
We did Carrollton and Nick's and Tux. That's the first three in 2013. And then we've been going ever since.
Yeah.
Y'all do seem sort of a mashup of Chewbacca's and 610. I mean, in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you have your little float, which is pretty unique to you guys, where you have your disco ball, that shines its light all in the city.
Right.
Comes,
And now smoke, too.
It's as iconic as your group at this point.
It's becoming that way, yes, it really is. So, you had that support with all these dance crews. You've got that support trailer in the back that you need. There's for the stuff you've got to carry, and then also we carry bathrooms back there and food and drink. And so we had that idea of hiding all of that inside this mirrored ball. So we've tried a couple iterations, but I think we've landed on the right one. So it has about almost 300 individual mirrored panels. And they're true individual panels that are connected to create that sphere. Wow! And there was a lot of math because we learned if you don't get it exactly right, it looks weird. It looks a ball that looks squashed, So we got a lot. So it is a true sphere that encompasses all that. We have two very nice bathrooms in there, women approved.
That's shocking.
That's in there, yes.
And there's mirrors in there so you can fix your
mirrors,
hair.
there is
Makeup,
first aid, everything you might need while you're on that parade you can find in there. Their storage, and of course we have our food and our drinks back there too.
Well, I mentioned, wanting to just have fun. It's really obvious as you guys walk by. I think of you and the Lucha crew, to me, are having the most fun on the ride. It's just in the makeup of how it's done. Some are a little more tight dancers or whatever. They have their structure. Not to say that they're not having fun, but you guys are gleaming the whole time. We're here. We might do it twice.
Well, that's engaging with the crowd is one of the things we encourage and teach. For people that are comfortable with that, we really want them high-fiving and touching the crowd and getting that interaction with the crowd and trying to make eye contact.
We're probably one of the few crews that wants the parade to stop so that we can go and get the crowd to come in and dance with us. It's all good.
Well, we love it when y'all stop because y'all have a great signature throw that we have a collection of at this point.
Right.
But your 45s
Right.
are awesome. So we love getting those things.
Thank you.
Well, the story behind them is years ago, one of our members was at a flea market and saw a vintage travel case full of 45s, and they thought, ooh, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should hand decorate 45s and give them out during Mardi Gras. And so ultimately, we bought through eBay a whole bulk of vinyl 45s, spray painted them gold, and then we got many of our members together to hand decorate them. And what we do is we give out a limited number, only 75 for each parade.
Oh.
Yeah, and
We've done well then.
and so and the way we determine who gets a record is because this has become a real coveted throw. We have people, I believe it's 2, that watch the crowd as we're going through the parade, and they look for potential people to give the records to. And a lot of times they're dancing, or many of them have signs, which obviously is a key. And then we give them the records, and it's all good. So
Disco worthy is the term we came
Yes,
up for.
disco worthy.
They're looking for disco worthy people in the crowd,
Right.
showing off their moves.
Right.
And,
Well, I've become sort of the picture guy at the parades for the website. And he's been the sign guy, so he gets most stuff. But he shares them.
Yeah.
It's hard to turn that down when you know somebody spent there's some time at home
Right,
to do
yeah.
something with your your crew on it, and they brought it out. You're like, how
Right.
can you pass that up?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So recently, actually, not to be on the darker side of things, but a dear friend of mine passed, and I know she was an avid fan of y'all. And for her memorial service, we were lucky enough to have y'all come and participate at the event.
Yeah.
And y'all got to see. She had a collection of the discs.
Oh
did.
my
To
God.
where I think she had 12 of them there, and they said we just didn't have any more room for all of them here. That I think that she still had a few more, through the years. So, it's really cool to see the collection and the creativity that goes into all of them. That you could see, I would say the different artists
Yes.
on all of the
Yeah.
discs.
Yeah.
So,
And it was our pleasure to do it. I think we had 17 Disco Amigos come
Yeah.
to the memorial service. So yeah,
that was amazing.
it was a little emotional. So,
Well, she wanted it to be a joyous occasion.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
they purposely waited, some time after her passing to do it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's what she wanted.
I got a
She
big
didn't
kick
want
out of
anybody sad.
one of our Disco Amigos that was there. Tanya's husband recognized her because he was holding the sign, and Helen is always giving Tanya the records, and so that was kind of a little bit.
Gene the Bead Pimp, as he's known.
Well, the thing that's funny with the picture is you see the picture and she has a giant smile on her face because she's getting the record, and he's got the frowny face on, she's just holding the sign, and they always had like a big poster board size sign for y'all at the parade.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. We were happy to do it.
Yeah.
He's still going to be out there. So.
Well, good. We will be on the
He's
lookout
already
for
told us St. Charles and Toledano, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So
Well, he's doublooned out like us, so he goes to everything.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, I guess that's just a light tip on the iceberg of the community service I know that y'all participate in. It feels like any time that I see some sort of a charity event, y'all's name is attached to it in some way.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the community service that y'all do.
Well, yeah, so that's kind of turns into a bigger story. So we are a social aid and pleasure club.
Right.
So we are a social club, and that's our main focus. A lot of clubs and crews are doing different things, and we can talk some more about that. But so we purposely are not working on throwing a big ball to raise a lot of money, but the way we contribute back like you said, is we try to help others that are doing it. So whenever we
Yeah.
know that we've worked with,
Well, we
y'all
just-
start
we
Special
just did
Olympics.
girls, yeah, we
and
just did Girls on the Run on
Run.
Saturday.
And so
Right.
we love to come to those events. We love to find out about them and offer us so we can come and make them more fun and make them a better event for the people that are holding it. And especially when we have connections within our crew. So if we have a member that supports, something maybe they have, and someone with autism in their family, so that's an important thing to them. So we've done some things with those events. It's even better, out of when we know a member has a special connection
Right.
with those groups. And so that's what we really try to get out there, and we are a social club, but our people enjoy doing those things and giving back.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so it's kind of we get something from it, and we hope that we make those events even better.
But like you
being
said,
there.
I mean, every single event that, every time that we go out to an event, and I know that we make a good bit of the fundraiser events for the different dance crews, and when you see, one of the things that we always talk about is the support that all of the crews give each other.
Yeah,
Y'all are one of the first ones that always comes to mind that we see at those events giving that extra support.
Yeah.
Whether it be their auditions where they're raising money for some charity, or their ball, or even a month or two ago, when the Elvi did their blood drive with the fast
great
Rats.
event,
Yeah.
yes.
And y'all had a giant crew out there, and I know that y'all did one of the dance routines as well.
Yeah.
So that's
One of the great events where you can see all the crews there together,
Right.
and we love to support the other ones and see what they're doing and do our part too. But yeah, that's a fun event.
And
I'm
I
so
think-
glad they pulled that back.
I think they raised the number of pints of blood that they wanted. I think
Yeah.
there was a good
I think
Yeah.
it was like 125 was what they were trying to reach.
They even took my blood.
and I saw like a week or two after, it was like 140, maybe even more than that.
Good.
Yeah.
It's an amazing event, for sure.
Yeah. We're glad they're doing it.
So I know that at some point the original founders separated from y'all, and again, not to bring up bad stories
No,
or whatever,
that's
but
not-
it's part of the history.
It is.
I know that there was some contention about it.
Right.
Can
Yeah,
y'all tell us a little bit about what all
Sure.
took
So
place?
it was 2019 or so when some of the original founders wanted to, or the original founders, there were two that were left. One of the original, there were three originally. He had fallen off just as life happens, doing other things. So there were two guys that were leading the group at that point.
Right.
They wanted to change the way the organization worked, and they were looking at a franchising kind of agreement. They saw the opportunity for there to be other Disco Amigos in other cities. And so they came to the board with a financial arrangement that the board didn't agree with, right? So at that point, they had the board, the other members of the board had a different view about what the group really was than what these guys wanted it to be. So that became a contention then about, well, then how do we resolve this? And so both groups felt like they should continue on being the Disco Amigos.
Right.
And the two founders actually sued the board and the club in a trademark infringement, saying, you guys can't continue being the Disco Amigos because we own that. But as it went through the court system, they were ruled against.
Yeah.
And the law, as we have learned, really is that the club owns what the club has built over all these years, not
Right.
an individual, unless you do some very special arrangements in the very beginning in how you organize the group. And so we thought that was right, and that was how we ended up. So the group that's now is the same group that has continued since Denny was there, and we have a couple other
Right.
original members that have moved on. But yeah, that was a few years there when that was unclear how that was going to resolve. It was not a good time for the club because it left people not sure where it was going to end up. So good or bad, COVID was happening in the middle of all that.
Right.
So a lot of people weren't doing a lot anyway.
Right.
But the club is built back now, and we're strong. We're over 100 members again. And
Wow.
yeah, we're doing really well. So those two founders then, obviously, after a lawsuit and all, they separated from the group.
Yeah.
Aren't
as far
involved
as what
anymore.
y'all rolled, I never noticed it, even though I knew that was going on, but it never really showed in the parade.
Well, we have a lot of very motivated members that really believe in the power of disco, the joy of disco. And so we just kept on. And when we discovered what was going on with the two founders, one of the things that came out was how much we all put into making Disco Amigos what it was, not necessarily what the founders had done. And so it kind of came to the forefront because of the lawsuit thing, and it really, I think it bonded us.
Yeah, it's really made I hate to say that from that experience, but it's made the club really strong.
Yeah.
It's a very, we have strong board members now, and there is an element, and I see that in all the groups, with a founder, and it's hard to let go sometimes, but now it's a group that it's our group, and so we're all sharing that load, and you see a lot more willingness for people to step up and volunteer. So it's a very democratic organization now. We have rotating board members, we have committees and committee heads and members that are doing the work, and it really feels like our club.
Yeah.
I feel like that's become most clubs now. Like it was, I can recall older clubs where, the founder really put their foot down. But now it's like maybe they have the final vote or something like that when everybody else has already agreed. And that just keeps people together, and you don't want to overrule your whole club. And it just doesn't make sense. Nobody's going to be happy for long like that. But, it seems like that's become, it becomes everybody who's in the club's club.
Right.
Well, and we become very inclusive. I mean, we got 30 new members this year, partly because I think they see us in parades, they see us at events, they see how much fun we're having, and they want to join us. And so it's really, that whole thing has kind of snowballed itself. So.
What are the requirements to be an Amigo?
Well, there's not really any. That was part of part of how our founders saw it and how we tried to live with it. You need to be 21. And that's really all we have. So we offer performing, and I call them performing and non-performing members, because we are a social club. So we take anybody. If you're interested in being a member, then we want to have you. And then once you're in, we sort of offer different roles you can play.
Yeah.
So we have our performing members want to learn the dances, get a uniform, and they want to perform as a Disco Amigo in front of people. Our non-performing members do still, like all these events you're talking about, they still attend all events. They're full members. We do a lot of social events in addition to the charity, which they're all a part of. But then when we actually go out to do an event where we're in uniform, they help out however they can, whether they're helping with sound or lights or the banner or just whatever needs to be done, keeping the crowd back. Whatever they want to do, but they're full. We have board members that are non-performing, so you can be in any role you want as we go. And then there's a lot of in between in there. We have some performers that we have 53 right now that are getting ready for Mardi Gras, so we'll probably end up in the 50s by the time we get there that'll be ready. We have other performers that are like, this isn't my year to perform in Mardi Gras, family, work, whatever. They're still performing with us in other events, but not. We have about 12 of those, I think, or so, and then we have about 40 that are in that non-performing category.
Okay.
And interestingly, people move between. So we have some people that will say, this is going to be a rough year for me. I'm not going to do the performing. I just want to do the non-performing side. I'll be with you guys. I love you guys. You're my friends. I'll be at the social events. I'll be playing trivia with you, but I'm just not going to commit the time to come to rehearsals and learn the dances. So if you decide you want to be a performer, it's really a competency based. Once you can do the dance by yourself without looking at anybody, you basically it, then you're ready to perform with us. We have choreographers that kind of judge that, but we don't. We have a wide variety of skill sets. There's some really good dancers in our group. You may be able to pick them out, and some of us, like me, are not that great. So you don't have to be an awesome dancer, but you just need to know the dance.
Right.
So when we turn right, you're going right. When we go up, you go up.
Right.
That's our basic. When you get to that point, then we're ready. So we.
So y'all do have actual tryouts for dancers?
No.
Is it more like recite 5 lines from Saturday Night Fever?
Name
every Bee Gees album.
You have to know who Tony Manero is. No, I'm kidding.
No, if you're interested in being a performer, you can join anytime during the year and start coming to those rehearsals and start learning the dances. And like I said, when you're at rehearsals and they see that you're ready, then you can start performing.
Okay.
And it's just really up to how much effort you want to put in to learn. Some people do that really quickly because they're really good dancers. It drives me nuts. You show up and they show us a new dance, and two rehearsals later, somebody shows up and they do it perfectly.
Right.
It takes me like 3 months.
Yeah.
But we do have videos. I mean, one of the things that's really helpful is they videotape all front and back, and they also kind of break down the dances on video, and it's posted to our personal website where we can have access to it. And so it really helps, particularly people that need more repetition in learning the dances, right?
Just watching you do the Saturday Night Fever dance, doesn't might not soak in.
Right.
But if I watch it on repeat 20 times while I'm dancing to it in front of my TV, maybe like you're saying, dancing in front of the TV helps break those jitters because some people are self-conscious on that. I don't want to screw up in front of people on my first time dancing,
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what makes the club fun is there's no pressure. You be involved as you want to be, to pick what role you want to have. And, I didn't even mention we also have you seen our hoopers and jugglers? Have you seen them with us too? So we have a flow artist category.
Okay.
And so we have some people that join us who do some type of flow artists, and so far we have jugglers and hoopers.
Okay.
Lighted hoopers. So you may have seen them in our parades. We call them.
I think I have seen. I just didn't realize they were part of your group.
Yeah, they're in the front of our crew.
Yeah.
We call them the heralds of disco.
Yes.
And we love that. We have some core values we talk about. One of those is creativity, and that's what we love those guys and ladies. They are so creative, and so they join us and they parade with us and they do their art in front of us, and so that's kind of another way you can be involved too with us.
Do you know your parade schedule this year, or are y'all still deciding, or?
We are all inked in. Do you know? You remember? You want me to do it?
You're gonna have to do it.
Okay. So we do 5 parades every year. It's been kind of the max that we can pull off.
Yeah.
So we have a rule of that, and we are not doing 2 in a row. We've tried that. It's just too tough on the So we try to have a rest day. I didn't mention we have members that are 25, and we have some members that are. Our oldest is 77.
Wow.
I am not the oldest.
Well, she said
I'm getting there, but I'm not the oldest.
Right. So we have a wide range of ages. So some of us that are on the other end, not the 25 end, need a break.
Right.
But we'll go up. We love going to Slidell for Poseidon.
Yeah,
that's where we saw you
parade.
guys. They put on
parade.
a great show there.
Ronnie's just wonderful. He's a great captain.
Yes.
The parade's getting better and better every year.
And one of the reasons I liked him is he interviewed us before we went. Like, so if we're in lineup in Uptown, he's walking around talking to the different crews, trying to figure out if they'll be a fit for his parade, selecting them. He's come to see us every time and ask us how we are, and he checked in with us before we actually paraded with him, because he's really trying to build a certain type of parade there. That he wants that family atmosphere. He likes bringing some folks over from New Orleans, and gosh, they have so many floats, and they do a great job. So we love that parade, and that gets us. That's before the Uptown starts, so it lets us get one more parade in and get some practice up there with them. So we're doing that, and then we come back on the first weekend and do Cleopatra on Friday nights.
Okay.
Which is awesome because it's that first. If you're excited about Mardi Gras, you're out there on Friday night on the route, because you're glad to see it. So the crowd is really fired up. We go there, and then on Sunday we'll do King Arthur, which has been really they've been really great to us during that time when we talked about when things were not too sure. They stepped up and really helped us out, and we love. Denny's a day parade person. I know she's always saying, "Can we do more day parades?"
Yeah.
And they do a great day parade.
I feed off the energy from the crowd, and I can feel it better in a day parade than a night parade.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of prefer the evening just for the look of it because everything's lit up.
Right.
It's pretty I can see that point.
The same way we have members that are like, I can't believe we have to, the night, why could night not be the best? Like, I can't believe because of lights and you see all the disco, and then they do a day parade and they're like, wow, because you're like seeing the kids' faces, you're seeing
the guys,
you're seeing everybody.
You see kids throughout the route.
Yeah.
You see families.
Yeah.
basically having a barbecue
Yeah.
on the parade route.
Yeah.
I mean, or having a picnic at least.
Yeah.
And there's so much interactive. If you got a beautiful sunny day when you're out parading like that, there's nothing better than a day parade.
Yeah.
So, and then that gets us 3, and then we're going to do a new one this year, which is Babylon.
Oh,
Okay.
So I don't know if we have not been on a Thursday night before. We've been doing the Wednesday night.
Babylon is a gorgeous parade. It really
I've seen the
is.
floats.
Yeah.
And so is it? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a traditional like old line parade.
Yeah.
But they really, last couple of years, I think Royal Artists took it over and just really jazzed it up, and it's a pretty parade.
It is. Yeah. So what I've seen, I watch a lot of videos of these parades too, and I can't make them to them. And I think they're doing something really good. So we're excited to give them, that they will have us and to give an opportunity for us to see how that goes. So we're going to move to that Thursday night, and then on Saturday we're going to do Iris.
Okay.
Which
Another fun parade.
Well, we did that for the first time last year. The crowds were unbelievable.
Yeah.
On that Saturday.
Yeah, that's a fun day of parades.
Yes.
In between Iris and Talks Uptown, Endymion, Isis out in Kenner. I mean, that's Namtok on the the West Bank. I mean,
That
it's
Uptown
an
Rock's
action-packed day.
sort of become one of those, like Endymion has, where the family's there the whole day, sort of, days, so. Yeah, that is a thick crowd for that parade for sure.
Gosh, it is. They were backed up, 10 or 15 deep into the lineup. I mean, that's my favorite part sometimes in those parades. We get going, there's a first parade, and I reach over them and go, the parade hasn't started yet. And one of our members like, what? It doesn't start till we get to St. Charles, and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think they finally admitted that they were going
They
to
had
drop
to.
it back. They said there's no change technically, but
Yeah.
it's sort of magazine.
Yeah, they were allowing,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, so it's
Because
been good.
with permits, I don't think they actually changed anything, but it just kind of naturally worked.
Yeah,
that
people
way.
find
They're
Right.
like, yeah, we're going to always sat here. We're going to be here.
Yeah, they get all the way up to those first couple of floats there
Right.
for sure. Yeah. So we're excited. I think we're really excited about this
Yeah,
year. I
that's
think it's going to be a
parades.
really
That's
good group
Actually,
of
pretty
parades.
eclectic group of parades you're doing, So
Yeah.
that ought to be fun.
I have some exciting news.
I'm always ready.
We have been invited to dance on January 1st in London, England, in their New Year's Day parade.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's
Yes,
awesome.
I know. It's really, really, really exciting. We are teaming up with our sister affiliate, the Magic City Disco. They're a dance team in Birmingham. They were started by 4 Disco Amigos who also live in Birmingham. And we do the same dances. And so we have been working together to be ready for this parade. We've had some dance camps. We have the videos to perfect our dancing. And it's a package, a week-long package. It includes everything along with tours.
You'll be gone from leaving December?
We leave
20?
December 28th and come back January 4th.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's 80 of us going. About 54 of us are dancing. The balance are going to be doing the support or non-performers, or we call them boogie crew, but some of them will be doing the disco train, which we can talk about in a minute, and then others are going to be in the grandstand just watching the fun go by. It's a 2-mile parade. What's so exciting is it's televised to 600 million people, and there'll be 2/3 people along the 2-mile route.
Wow.
So they're 10 to 20 feet deep. It ought to be just so amazing. And
Please
so
tell me that the disco ball is coming.
No, we're not.
I knew that was going to be a
Yeah.
logistic challenge.
They're flying in a
right.
a Delta airplane, not a 747.
That's right.
Yeah, the
Not a
Army would
C-10
have to
Galaxy,
help
you know?
us with that.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Or the Air Force.
So obviously we're really excited. I'm going, and I can't wait. So yeah.
Well, nice. Thanks for the invite. We'd love it.
Well, and I don't know where it'll be televised, but they told us, we get all of this information about all of the logistics of the whole trip, and
Yeah, well,
yeah,
Public Broadcasting is running it live
Oh, okay. There you
So
go.
in the middle, early morning for us, and
Yeah,
then you
because
can
the
catch
parade
it.
starts at noon.
What BBC
And it'll be
broadcast
done
here,
like
so-
about
Yeah, and then
3:30.
you can catch it. Otherwise, yeah, they'll all be running it.
Because
so.
really, it's 2 miles, but for us, it's going to be like a 50-minute parade. We don't
Right,
even.
yeah.
We're not even taking a break. I mean, we're just but
straight
it's
through.
fine, and it'll be cold. So, but
So how familiar, I guess, or how similar of dance teams do they have over there? I mean, are y'all aware? Like,
oh, I do have to
I
tell
mean,
you, Amelia
I know that
Earhart's-
like when you mentioned the 610 Stompers earlier,
Yeah.
when they went to New York, I mean, it was kind of shell
They were
shock
speechless.
to
Yeah.
Right.
not to the Stompers, but it was kind of shell shock to
Yes.
the New Yorkers that were on the parade route.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
have
remember
to
the
imagine
MCs
that
are
it-
like, we don't even know what to tell you about this. Y'all just
Right.
need to watch. I think
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I meant to tell you that last year the Amelia Earharts went. And they were so excited for us to tell us all about how wonderful the accommodations are and all the touring and how well that they take care of you. And so when we were invited, we immediately said, yes, we want to go. So.
But to answer your question, I don't think they're ready for us. No.
right, you know.
No, because mostly they have high school type marching bands and cheerleaders. They don't have adult.
Anything like this.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't have anything like
And
this.
so this year, we're the only group that would be anything similar. There's,
Right.
I think there's about 25 marching bands and a couple cheerleading groups and us.
Well, that's
Yeah.
That's
So it's
fun.
gonna be
You're the
like-
standout. You're going to be
Oh,
like,
yes,
Oh, yeah.
Did you
absolutely.
see those crazy suckers? Like, oh, yeah, they were crazy. I'm going to
Yeah.
join.
Yeah. We're going to
So,
bring
yeah.
a few records over.
When
And
you say group from Birmingham, is that Alabama? Or?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Alabama, yeah.
So there were-
Magic City Disco. So,
Yeah, I saw y'all posted. Y'all
Right.
did something recently.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there were there were 4 people from here that were sort of living half their time here after New Orleans, and they've ended up being more up there. And it started where they just were getting together to practice. And then, their friends started like, hey, we want to come. And then they sort of built this group of interest up there.
Yeah.
So they are the Magic City Disco. So
Right.
there's no formal relationship between us
No.
except we're friends. And they don't have as many parades, but
No.
they've been to Atlanta. They've been to Mobile. There's a city in Alabama, I think Decatur, that does some Mardi Gras stuff. But they do a ton of performances there
Right.
because they're so unique. They're the only thing going in that town in Alabama. But they came down for Krewe, and we
Oh,
joined
okay.
forces
All right.
for the fun of Krewe a little bit to kind of get ready for New Year's too.
we had 63 dancers in Crew of Boo.
Yeah, which is
I mean,
big
it
for
was-
us. So
Yeah, a lot of the crews came out really strong
Yeah,
for that parade,
they did.
which is good because, a couple years ago, they would have a small contingent just kind of be in the parade.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
feels like everybody's going strong now. Just
really,
bring it out, roll it.
I agree.
Crew of Boo is my favorite parade. I mean, it's that's the one that's like, okay, Mardi Gras is coming, right? But it's also the one that all the children are out at, the families are out at. It's the first thing that we're seeing where everybody's coming out. The weather's a little bit cooler, and we get to get out there and practice. We get to actually do what we've been practicing for
Right.
months.
Yeah.
And then all of the new people that have kind of trickled in, it's their first time being able to either walk as a non-performer and just feel that energy from the crowd or actually dance, and it makes me so happy. It makes my heart happy.
Yeah.
I really love that route too. I wish they did more upon that route.
Yeah.
because
Yes.
the Uptown route's cool and all, and it lets the big floats down the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
I
But
think
that is a cool route. It
I
just
think
goes
I heard
through
that
a
the
good
Christmas
part of town.
parade is going to go that same
Yeah.
route.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it did
That'll be
last year too. So, so we're gonna do we're working, I guess, to get connected to the Christmas parade this
Right.
year too. So,
So I haven't mentioned the pink elephant in the room. Did y'all all call each other and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be wearing my my silver and black and red today"?
This is how
Yeah.
we dress, Sean.
Yeah, every
We
day.
all have giant
we're
sleeves.
dedicated to the mission of the Disco Amigos.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So
Well,
these
So you're
are
asking about our
new-
uniforms?
Yeah,
that,
these are our newest uniforms.
Right.
That
Well-
we came out with last year.
The way it initially started is because it was kind of the original founders kind of had an idea of disco with a little bit of Spanish bullfighter twist to it. And so that's why we ended up being Disco Amigos. And also, if you notice, our logo has got a bull
on it.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, why do we have that? Well, that's where it started. And so initially, the men were dressed in red shirts, black vests with silver buttons, black pants, red kick plates, and then mariachi band kind of bling on the side. The women we bought a dress from Amazon. And we wore it to the Stiletto Stroll, and that was June of 2012. And it was sequins that was glued to fabric. Well, by the halftime, I mean, anytime you touch, we left a trail of sequins. It was pitiful. It was pitiful. But we did discover that we loved that style dress. And so what we did is we needed to find a new fabric. And that was really a challenge because what we wanted was something that was metallic silver, and so that you can wash. And so ultimately we found it was a black knit fabric that they had done a heat transfer print using foil. And so you had to be careful because you couldn't expose it to any heat. You couldn't wash it hot water or put it in the dryer or anything. But we ended up using that fabric in the original long sleeve dress style. And then in the next year, we added more styles. We added pants, a halter top dress, a short sleeve dress, a couple of tops, a bolero jacket, but all in the same fabric. And so our members could pick whatever style they were comfortable wearing that was flattering to them. But we all still looked like we were contiguous, cohesive, because we were all in the same fabric.
Yeah.
So that was for 10 years. Starting this Mardi Gras, we rebranded ourselves, our look a little bit to be more shiny bright, more like almost like a disco ball. That's what this is. It's a white fabric that has the same foil heat transfer print on it. But we added fringe, silver fringe, so that when you move, not only are you sparkling, but you're sparkling. So,
Right.
Yeah, so that was the whole point of it. And the uniform committee, I mean, they did a phenomenal job. They ended up getting from Etsy and Pinterest collecting hundreds of pictures of 1970s classic styles. And they started to try and narrow it down to ones that they consistently saw. And they figured out, okay, we're going to offer these, I don't even know 5 different styles of dresses, I believe. And you can buy the dress, or you can have it short, and it would be a top, and then they offered pants. And then you had the choice of long sleeve, short sleeve, or sleeveless. So you could adjust all of these styles to fit what worked for you. And we had custom made, so we had seamstresses doing this for all of the members, and it got done in time for Mardi Gras this year. So yeah, so now the men, they're now wearing black shirts. Well, the men are now wearing black shirts.
Black shirts,
right.
with a silver vest.
Right, right. And so really what our look now is more of predominantly silver, but with black and then a little accent of red. So
Yeah.
And wigs, you can go wigless, or if you want to wear a wig, it needs to be a natural hair color. So anyway, that's kind of how our look has evolved.
As ladies of all ages, we really appreciate that we get to choose whatever uniform style is the most flattering for us.
Right.
And we can have a backup one.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I have this dress in the long sleeve, and I have it in the short sleeve. And this is lined for winter, so it's warmer, and then the short sleeve has no lining, so it's cooler. So it's just, you work with the seamstresses, and you get what you want. So.
Y'all never had a singular uniform, though. I kind of always remember y'all having
Initially, the first year, that one dress.
Oh, okay.
But then it evolved.
Yeah.
So,
We like you said, there's a couple things, the inclusivity of everyone, so we want to make sure that no matter what your body size is or style or age, that you can find something as a lady that you're comfortable in, that you feel like, we love when these they go out and like, I look good and I'm ready to perform, and no matter, what style they have chosen.
And you're not required to wear, how do I say this? We have ladies in our group that wear that because that's what they're more comfortable wearing.
And that's perfectly fine.
With us, it's all good. It's
Yeah,
all
you
good.
can. It's not gender specific. We call them men's and women's because it's convenient with our uniforms. But we offer it to anyone.
Right.
And the other thing, I guess, which is I'm working these in. Respect is one of our core values, and so we give people. There are some of our ladies that really want to be more covered up. And so they can pick a style that's pretty covered up. There's other ladies that want the shorter skirts. They want to be more open.
Yeah.
And there's some styles they can pick to do
Right.
that. So you'll see all kind of different. Each person kind of doing their own personality.
Right.
So
But
out of respect
always-
for what those members want. Yeah.
Right.
we've been
But
able to
always
do
with
that.
this fabric so that we still look like we all belong together.
So we've
Yep.
been real happy
Yeah.
where we've ended up.
Yeah.
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 It really
What do you have
looks
to
good
do
together.
to earn the earrings? Is this 3 years?
You
3
gotta
years
know
of
who to
dancing.
know.
And the no.
I have so many disco ball earrings. I'm losing count, right?
I just buy them by the dozen, you know. And then I
Sometimes
give them
like
out.
the
I give
mustache.
We'll send
I haven't
you
made
some.
that step yet. I'm
Right.
not. Yeah.
And disco ball every year.
Right. Well, and we have another program where a new member, if they want one, they can get a buddy, so like a mentor. And so I got a new buddy, and so every year I get a new buddy, I give them a pair of earrings to get them started. So,
That's great.
and usually I pickle them in as a buddy, but anyway, so nonetheless, but
You're putting this on. I don't want to put it on.
really,
You're gonna like it.
Put it on right now.
Your disco mama said to put it on.
so anyway, but yeah.
So, well, obviously, we really try to have fun, and our accoutrements work
Mm-hmm.
with that. But we also, we have some awards that we give to people at the end of the year, for
Okay.
our Spirit of Disco Awards. So, do you guys want to talk about that? Because I don't remember all the names of them.
Well, we don't have a king or a queen.
Correct.
We have one award that we call the Tony Manero Award, and Tony Manero was the lead character. He was the John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
And so it's something that's voted on by our members as it's the most disco-ish person for this past year. And then we also give awards out for all kinds of other things. Mostly they're around our core values, caring, creativity, inclusivity. Help me here.
Respect.
Respect. There's another one in there. There's a bunch of C's. Caring, creativity,
Celebration.
celebration. Right. So, but
like
we
my
give
favorite
out
one.
awards based on those to different members, and we have a grand time at our awards ceremony every year.
Yes.
We've been having it at the Louisiana Pizza Kitchen, and they've been like $100 for us. I mean, they just have been fabulous. So, and it's a fun event, and we do it right before the end of our year. There is also something the board votes on. I can't remember what it's called now.
It's now the Disco Ball of Fame.
Oh, the Disco Ball of Fame. So it's a huge disco ball bar, and when you win it, you get your name engraved on it, and then you get to keep it for a
the year.
It's a mobile
And then it goes
bar.
to the
Oh.
next person,
Stanley
and they get their
Yeah, right. Same idea.
right. I think they usually get it with this year. It was Cindy and Randy got it. They got it. It was full of ice and beer because that was their thing. So it probably will be customized to whoever gets it every year. But
That was well deserved because them, along with Tom, are the ones that did create our giant glimmer ball.
yeah,
But what I really hope is that the spirit of us not only just comes through when we're on the parade route, but also, when we are out at Culture Aid NOLA or doing any of these things. And also when we go out, sometimes we decide to kind of go out and hit up whatever's going on at whatever bar, or we do our trivia nights and things together for the social part of our club. And my idea is that all of these points, all of the caring and the respect and celebration, like that everybody sees that even when we're out as a group of friends, and not in uniform. But I think that all of us really do have that spirit, and we're conveying it,
yeah.
really well. And I mean, our disco ball helps, but
Yeah.
Well, for
Yeah.
sure, when I see y'all out at miscellaneous events, I mean, not to use the cliche term, but y'all are the life of the party. You know what I mean? Like, you can see that y'all are having a great time. That y'all enjoy each other's camaraderie.
yes,
Yeah.
very
It's
much.
not. I don't seem to notice cliques per se.
No.
Amongst your members that everybody's all together, and
Yeah.
you know that it's not a situation where like, okay, we danced, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, absolutely. I've been to other crews saying, "Hey, have you seen my friend, Billy?" And they're like, "I don't think I know who's Billy." Yeah, it's not that way at all. We know each other well, and we spend time, and we've gotten that way of no rule. We have some rules. We have to have some guardrails, but because we sort of set that expectation about how, just like you're saying, about how we want to interact, how we want to treat each other, it just happens, and so we find people that are looking for that,
Right.
and they come. And I know one of our members said, I came that first week, and I was like, I have found my people. These are the kind of people I want to be with. And so
It is what it is. Yeah, we definitely, and we're attracting more of that too. We've got a very good energy going. We're attracting these kind of the youngsters, but they show up for things. They're there on time. They stay till the end. They don't phone it in, so that's really great. I know for myself, when I was looking for a crew to dance with, I was very interested in having like a co-ed crew, and women that were my age or older, and I'm in my mid-40s. So I was like, I didn't want to be the oldest one and out of place, and I just really wanted to make, friends, but also have that kind of feminine and masculine energy going. What happens when you get too many ladies in a room, right? So,
Well, and Michelle's only been a member.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
this is horrible.
Well, with either sex, I mean,
Exactly. Too many men. We gotta balance
too
it
many
out.
men, it becomes
Too much beer,
you
too
know.
much knitting. I don't know.
We don't want too much beer and a knitting needle. We're gonna have trouble.
no knitting.
No knitting for anybody. This is only my second year. So
Yeah, this
I
is just her second year. And,
Exactly.
I mean,
I love it though. But that was kind of one of my personal requirements I was looking for. And then another requirement was the uniform. I wanted to wear something that I could be a little bit more covered up, but still feel pretty sexy and be able to dance,
Right.
So it definitely met those requirements. And I happened to be out at a bar with a friend of mine who was visiting from Denver, who I've known since I was 12 years old, who knew one of our OG members who showed up at the bar, and I was talking about, I wish, somebody would invite me to their dang dance crew. And I started talking to Kenny, and he did. And he said, we're starting a new season. Show up on Monday night at Howlin' Wolf. And I did. And that was it. And I felt the same exact way.
Yeah.
Showed up
Yeah.
first night, and I'm like, this is it. This is happening. Yeah. And I love it.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the very first rehearsal that we ever had, and it was because my Zumba teacher was the very first choreographer that we had, and I was looking for a dance team, and she says, "What? Our first rehearsals, whatever, April something or other. Why don't you just come?" And I'm like, "Okay." And there you go.
Okay.
Right.
You were talking about all your events. Do you have any public events, or are they all kind of with the crew?
We do host a disco ball,
Yeah, it's a
Once a
big
year.
party.
Okay.
which is, it's a party. And so people can buy tickets to that, and we do fun stuff there, have a little contest. We're dancing, we're drinking, we
It's
got food.
April 20th, 24th.
Yes.
Be where it is at Southport Music Hall.
Okay.
It's
Yes.
just
Yeah.
you cannot be disco-y enough in your dress.
Yeah.
You wear
Yeah.
whatever you won't.
You might win a
Don't hold
prize.
back. That's right. And we just play.
Chrome shirt.
Well, you should be there.
Come on down.
We just
Bring your
have
disco
food and
moves.
drink, and we dance all night. And,
Right.
I burned
yeah.
my pants
Yeah.
somehow. Like, somebody walked by with a cigar and just went.
Well, look, I will tell you, I do the social media, so you're going to start seeing these things kind of trickle through. So we'll see London, we're going to see all of the Mardi Gras parades coming through on social, and then you're going to be seeing our disco ball. And if you don't follow us yet,
Yeah.
about to shamelessly plug us. If you don't follow us yet on Instagram, we are at Disco Amigos NOLA. On Facebook, you can go to the regular group page if you just like to follow a group page, Disco Amigos. If you want to join our fan page, we do have a Disco Amigos fans NOLA. So anybody can join that, watch our insanity ensue in our posts that we post on there. Look at these shoes, look at this wig, look at these glittery things we got, all of that fun stuff, and all these outrageous pictures and outtakes that we have from parades and fun things that we do. So definitely out there on the socials.
Yeah.
Follow us for sure.
I'm disappointed in myself. I wasn't aware of the fan page.
Yes.
It's a group, so you
sorry.
should join us. Yeah, it's just
No, I'm on your regular page.
okay. Yeah. Of course, the group page you can interact and people or anyone. It's not something we run, but it's just
run by the fans.
It's run by the fans, and so people can post anything, and you see a lot of silly stuff on there.
So I'll
and-
post pictures of the
Yes.
parade.
But I wanted to go back to something you asked about how people can get involved. We do something I think that we're the only ones that do on Mardi Gras. So with our parades, with our 4 Uptown parades, you can actually join us and dress in your own disco outfit and parade with us through one of the parades.
Okay.
So,
A little second line?
yeah, like a little second line. We call it the disco train. And
Yes.
the way it works is you actually join us as a short membership that gets you a membership in the group from Mardi Gras Day to the end of our season, which is the end of May. So you get kind of a little mini membership there, and that gets you. Once you join, of course, you can do anything with us that year. You can come to all our social events, try us out if you want. Some people do that. Some people just want to do the parade. It gets you one parade, so you wear your own event and wear your own outfit, and you're back in the back. I don't know if you. So we have our dancers in the front that are doing their choreographed dances, and then behind our music and our lights, we have a disco ball. I don't know if you've seen it. That's hanging out on the arm, and that crowd that's under there is our disco train. So we try to make it like you're at the disco, but it's just rolling down the route. Right? It's dark. We got the lights and the disco ball. Our performers that are not dancing at that moment are back there, and then we have a crowd, usually about 30 people every
I always just
time.
thought that was like your B team.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right.
It kind of seems like.
But it is a great way to get to be in a Mardi Gras parade, walking and really see what it's like without, for not the commitment
without
of
the
joining
full
the whole crew
commitment.
the whole
Right,
year
right.
and rehearsing. You just show up. We provide all your food and drink.
That's pretty cool.
We didn't talk about that, but before every parade, we do a dinner. For all of our members, including the disco train, we serve a full meal, and then we kind of get all packed up, and then we take our drinks and all with us, and your drinks, and then we have alcoholic, non-alcoholic drinks available to you. So it's a lot of fun, and we have people from. I think last year we were at California, Colorado, Illinois, all over the U.S., Virginia, Florida.
Some people come in every year to do at least one parade with us.
Yeah, we have some people that have done 8 or 10 years.
Right.
We know them, and we had a funny story. One of our members ran into one of them somewhere, and he was like, "Man, I'm a Disco Amigo too." He's like, "Oh, really?" But he thought, I don't really see him at rehearsal stuff. Turns out he was like a long-term disco train guy, and he was a member. And he felt that way.
Right.
He showed up every year, and he did the same parade every year.
Yeah, 8 years in running. He's been with y'all.
Yeah, he had done King Arthur or something, for every year, and that's what he did. So he was a member. So
It's something different.
it is really different, and we.
They love it. It's like Studio 54 back there. I mean, they are having the time. It's their 15 minutes, It's like the time of their life happening there. I do want to touch on, too, because we did talk, we do have drinks and our Jell-O shots and stuff like that. But we do have several people that are also in our crew that are non-drinkers at all. So, I have been seeing, last year I saw on the parade route quite a few people with their sober signs and things like that. And I'm like, look, we have sober people too. Inclusivity. Come on down. You want to come dance with us and not have to drink?
Yeah.
We're here for it.
Yeah.
Plus,
you like to have your
won't be
fun.
drinking all your drinks.
So that's right.
Yeah, you need
Kind of designated driver.
We make sure we never run out. We are well stocked.
We never run out.
We never run out. I've run out of water one time, but I did not run out of beer. So I haven't lived that one down.
It's bound to happen if you only bring one water with you.
Come on.
All this water's taking up room for beer.
But yeah, that meal and it's kind of become a tradition for us. So it's a lot of fun to show up. You know, we pull that big trailer out there a couple hours, almost 3 hours early usually, and kind of get all set up. And then the members just start filtering in a couple hours before, and we spread out the tables and we have a great meal and get ready. And right up to about 30 minutes before we roll, and we pack it all up. So we have
And
a
we
great
also
time.
take a big group picture.
Yes.
A group picture of generally everybody, but then there's one of the disco train, and there's one of the non-performers, and there's one of the performers. And so it's another tradition.
Pictures
that
through
we
the
do.
years, of all the parades, and
Right.
everybody looking great and all their
Right.
outfits and all. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Parade day's a good day.
Yeah.
It's a
Is
lot
there
of
any
fun.
particular favorite parade? Not to put any other ones down, but are there any of them that you like?
You mean
this
that
is my
you like
one?
dancing in, or
Yeah,
like
just,
watching?
Well, maybe time of day.
Oh, Iris. I
Iris, yeah.
love Iris.
Yeah, I love Iris too. I mean, Boo definitely as the set off, but for Mardi Gras, I think Iris. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good crowd.
Yeah, I love the day parades.
Yeah.
I love when you get onto St. Charles Avenue on a day parade, and the love and the yelling and it's just coming at you, and it gives you so much energy, because this is not like a 5-mile parade.
Yeah.
So you just keep going because the crowd just
Yeah.
brings you along. It's great. It's great.
I'll speak for the French Quarter parades, though. French Quarter
yeah.
parades are pretty.
Oh,
The French Quarter Parade.
So when
Yeah.
you're
yeah.
usually those routes sort of wind through the quarter and they come around. You may cross Bourbon, but then you're coming back for the last run. And you're going to go down Bourbon. There is
Yes.
nothing better than when you're about 2 blocks from Bourbon, and that noise is just getting louder and louder.
Right.
When you're on that last block and you make that turn,
Right.
it is there. People, I mean, they are body to body all the way to the wall of the
Yes.
building out into the street, where you're having to.
Right.
A lot of times you almost can't dance because you're kind of shouldering people,
Right,
trying to
yeah.
get through,
Right.
and everybody's on the balconies above you, and the
Right.
noise, and that is a lot of fun. That little part of the parade is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You just look around
Agreed.
and say,
Yeah.
no other city could this be happening. This is
atmosphere.
only in New Orleans could we
Yeah.
have this atmosphere
Yeah.
of fun, and
That's-
they're eating us up, and we're blaring that disco music, and people are going nuts. So
At
I love
Decadence,
it.
it was a little hot out, and we had a little issue during our break songs. When the crowd, we kind of chill out. But it was so wonderful because it was an ABBA song that was going, and every time the sound would go out, the whole crowd would
Sing
Kept
it.
singing the
it.
song.
But it kept looping on that same part,
Right.
and they just kept doing it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god. Sorry. These are some just wonderful fans out here right now. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
But to your point, every parade has a different personality, and you love them for different reasons. But they all have
Yeah.
all fun in a
Yeah.
different way.
I mean, nighttime is fun because you just never know if you're going to fall on some beads. There's that added element of danger.
You're dancing.
I'm going to see the roller girls. I'm like, oh, this is going to go down.
The same.
I
We've thought the same.
No.
We've had a couple of people say, like, I can really dance in skates. Like, I could. We haven't been ready for that. But then I've seen the roller girls do it.
Well, they have like people raking and
Yeah,
all
they-
in front
yeah.
of them, but oh man.
Even still. Yep.
Yeah,
we
we do
never
too,
know.
but still, that's if you're on in position far back in the parade, there's just going to be so many beats.
There's so much stuff in the street, the rakers can't keep
Yeah,
up.
you can't
Yeah.
keep up with it. So
Last year there was some sort of like plastic packaging that we were slipping all over the place.
yeah,
Like those were some new dance moves, but we pulled it off. It's fine.
Oh, those bead bags when they get wet, they're slippery.
Oh my gosh.
But I think we're not supposed to have those on the Uptown Road.
No,
But
I
you
don't know.
still see tons of it.
It was
It's
wild.
getting
Yeah,
better.
last year was
Yeah.
wild. I don't know what happened there, but
Yeah, we are for all those green efforts. If it makes
Exactly.
less trash
Yeah,
in the
don't do
street,
that.
as a dancer, that helps us. Yeah, a lot for sure.
yeah, and behind the horses. It's the other issue.
Yeah.
That's your favorite?
It's my favorite.
That's weird.
No, I think this is one of our gripes.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
that's one of the favorites that when the non-performers are calling your attention to, though.
Yes.
Like,
You're like,
Yeah,
the pile.
Yeah, we
yeah.
oh, I'm going to stand
we
up.
call our boogie crew
Yeah.
that helps. Yeah, they all when they see an obstruction like
They
that,
stand there
very
and they
good.
go around
They will
it.
stand in front of
Yeah,
it. You see them
standing.
facing you, that means there's something going on. You need to deal with it. Right? Yeah, when they're facing
Yeah,
backwards.
potholes or whatever. So yeah. It's all good.
Invaluable help for sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
So y'all seem like an incredible crew, and I mean, I can only imagine how fun it is to participate in an event with y'all. You know, I know that, you know, from our side of things, you know, we get excited every time that we see, you know, y'all's banner, or we see the disco ball off
in the distance. Yeah.
You know, or we start hearing the disco music coming. You know, like, you know, we could be in the back of the crowd, and all of a sudden it'll be like, Disco Amigos coming! You know?
Get your sign.
Yeah. That's what we like to hear. Yeah.
We
We want
face
it.
with his, you know, I'm like, whoosh.
We work really hard on our dances. Our choreographers are so great to come up with all these, but we know that what sets us apart really is that attitude and that fun that we bring when we're on the route. So we are trying to look as crisp and great as we can, do some innovative stuff in our dances, but we know what people remember a lot of times is that fun.
Right.
So I'm glad to hear you guys say that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I do have to say that one of my favorite comments when we're dancing, especially when we're kind of stuck around a corner, I always hear somebody's telling somebody else, they look like they practice this. Like, really, that's choreographed. You know, you can hear them
Or you hear them
talking
say,
about.
they're really dancing.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're really dancing.
Yeah.
And we really are. And
Right.
it really is choreographed. And that 10 minutes extra a day, practicing every single day, really does help. And, you know,
Yeah.
it does show. Like, people do notice it. And I love that. I love it when we hear somebody validating
Right.
all that hard work that we do all year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
I mean,
sneak
there's-
behind you and be like, I think she practiced.
I mean, there's a Michael Jackson number that we do where the choreographers actually put some of Michael Jackson's moves in the choreography that we have to imitate. So it just, we think the crowd sees it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they do.
Pretty much universally,
amazing.
they show us the dance when we're starting, and we all go, "Oh, we'll never learn that. There's no way we can do that." Yeah, you get there, you get that big eye look, like, "Oh no, that is way too hard."
But we do.
We do.
But we do.
But yeah.
well, the videos really help. Though.
Yeah.
You can do
Yeah.
it at home, and then when you go to rehearsal, at least you have the beginnings of putting it together.
Yeah.
But they rely on, they watch Soul Train videos, you know, from
Right.
all the, they watch the videos of a lot of this music from that
Yep.
period, and
Right.
they really try to, so the moves that you see are some authentic kind of moves that they're
Right.
bringing back. And from the movie, the famous movies, you know,
Yeah.
Saturday Night Fever
Right.
too, of course, you'll see us doing a lot of those same kind of moves, but they work hard to incorporate, like I said, by Michael Jackson, we've got
Right.
Michael Jackson moves,
Right.
and a lot of what we do there, so it makes it fun, to learn, and somehow we all get there.
We do.
That's what we all. Whenever somebody's discouraged, we say, "No, you'll get there. We all will
all-
be there, and we'll be ready to dance." And we want to show that, we're not just walking and moving our arms. We try to use our whole body and our legs and everything in our dance moves. So,
Yeah.
I dance with my face. It's come to light. I didn't
Yes.
know that until this year.
Really?
A lot of facial expressions going on.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your favorite disco song?
Me?
Yeah, both of you.
Oh,
Oh.
ooh.
I'm going to share mine.
Okay,
It's-
you start since.
Yeah, it's Hot Stuff by Donna.
No, that's what I was going to say. Oh, God. You know, we used to dance to that.
I wish we would
We
continue
need to bring it back.
It was a performance number. We used to do that years ago. So, yeah.
Look, I'm going to petition to bring it back. Do you two have a disco favorite?
Mine is
All of them, obviously.
Yeah, right. Do I have to pick?
Do I have to pick?
That sounds like your generic answer to a lot of questions.
Very much my
Yeah.
Actually, secretly really love the Bee Gees, though.
Yeah.
Always have.
Yeah.
To me, they're musical geniuses.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
amazing.
Great
See,
music.
thank you.
my favorite song would probably be, you know, as cliche as it is, it's either Staying Alive or Night Fever.
Yeah.
You know, just because, like, anytime I hear it on the radio or in my MP3 mix or whatever, you know, like, if I'm driving along, I'm still,
Yeah.
you know, boogieing down a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, having a good old time with it, you
Yeah.
know?
There's something to that style of music, right? The
Right.
way the beat, the way,
It has
yeah,
that
the way it's
perfect,
tied together, it
Catchy.
So
does.
happy.
Yeah.
It is a happy thing. And
Yeah, I've embarrassed myself several times in the grocery store when music comes on and I just break into dance because it's one of our numbers. It's
Yeah.
like,
All right, so, yeah, I mean, y'all are one of those crews that, you know, there's a select handful that when I see them coming down the route, you know, I genuinely get excited, and help if I had my mic.
Yeah.
Get it together, man. Come on.
So there's a select group of crews that, you know, I genuinely get excited about when I see them coming down the route, and you know, y'all are one of the first ones that comes to mind. You know that, you know, like I was saying, when we see y'all coming, you know, that Kirk or myself will be like, "Hey, Disco Amigos are coming!" You know, Disco Amigos are coming. You know, and you know, y'all are, you know, a sight to behold. You know.
We call it the show.
Yeah.
We try from the beginning to end.
Right.
We try to put on a show for those few seconds that we're passing you.
Right.
We think carefully about our lights, our sound, our performances, our dances, so that it's a real experience.
Yeah.
And great. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate y'all coming out and joining us.
Thank
you know, and
you.
you know,
Thank
letting
you.
us in on the story behind the Amigos. You know, I mean that, you know, the dance teams really are one of those things that, you know, I would say over the past 10 to 15 years has kicked up the enjoyment of parades even more. You know, not saying that they were dull before or whatever, but you know, seeing the variety of dance crews
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
makes it to where it's a special charm. You know, so
It's
There was a-
evolving Mardi Gras, you know, it's
Yes.
Yeah.
always an evolving event. You know?
It is. And
There was a
Yeah.
Toth parade years ago where they told none of the dance teams to come, any of the marching bands. It was just floats, and it was bad. It was
oh,
it was like
it
the
was
truck.
because of the weather.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it was because of the
Yeah,
weather, and it
because
was
they
like
were-
watching a truck parade. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, well, typically
Not there's anything
they
wrong
can't
with
do it.
well, okay,
because-
not that there's anything wrong.
Well,
Okay.
they can't do it because most of the time they're scheduled in other parades. because they
yeah,
have
it's
to,
a
you know,
complicated.
jump
Yeah,
days.
but you're right.
Right.
They would be no fun without the bands. I don't think there'd be any fun without the dance crews.
No.
And like you said, each one's unique. There's no competition.
No.
Yeah.
We don't
No.
want to be them, and they don't want to be us, and we're all
Right.
doing our own thing, and we
Right.
support each other. And
Yeah.
I'm like you. I get excited when I'm watching a parade. When the crews are coming down, whoever it is, I'm at the front because I want to see what they're doing and cheer them on. And
Right.
because
Yeah.
we do have a lot of people that have some pretty creative ideas
Yeah.
Absolutely.
out in the city. That is true.
so thank you for everything that you're, you know, y'all are doing in the community. You know, thank you for
Absolutely.
coming here, and
Thanks for
you know,
having
thank you for adding that charm to the parades. You know
Yeah.
that, you know, without y'all, Mardi Gras wouldn't be what it is.
Well, thank you for having
Yeah.
us.
Absolutely.
So-
Our pleasure.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you.
all good.
Signing out. We will see you on the route. Thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to check out tonight's guests online. You can check them out at links all listed over here. Also, if you like us, you can support us. You go to our website, you can purchase our shirts and
These
couple
beautiful
other-
things.
couple other goodies that we have out there. And be sure to follow us online as well. The links are all over here. And while you're at it, be sure to click that subscribe button down there and the little bell to stay in touch on when we put out new content. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the route.